In Florida right now, someone has put diesel gas in the regular unleaded gas pumps. You can't make this stuff up. First it was Maui, which we are going to talk about shortly, and now it's Florida. If you guys are not paying attention, there is a hurricane about to come to the coast of Florida.
Barrels towards Florida. Forecasters are expecting the storm to grow into a Category 3 hurricane today before hitting the state early Wednesday morning. Idalia is expected to bring heavy rains and dangerous winds. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has ordered states of emergency in dozens of counties and says thousands of people will need to evacuate.
It just so happens to also be the same trajectory as last year when it took out a large fertilizer plant in Florida. Now, as you can see, the hurricane's on its way. They have all the warnings out. Governor DeSantis has already issued a warning, letting people know that the hurricane's coming, letting them know that they're trying to get ahead of it.
As of 0800 today, 90 miles south of Cuba, Tropical Storm Idalia continues to gather strength. It will become a hurricane today, and it is forecast to reach landfall as a major hurricane, a Category 3. I think it's important to point out, if we were sitting here 3 days ago, a lot of people thought it would end up being a tropical storm. Then they said, well, maybe a Category 1. Then yesterday it was, oh, maybe it'll hit Cat 2. Now there really doesn't seem anything to prevent it from continuing to strengthen. And we've seen this before with something like Hurricane Michael that continued to gather strength. So this is going to be a major impact, and Floridians should expect that this storm will be a major Cat 3 plus hurricane.
But the only problem is everyone's trying to put fuel in their car. They're trying to get gas for their generators, and they're going to the gas station, and guess what? The gas has been corrupted, y'all. You cannot make this stuff up. Right before a hurricane's about to hit Florida, the gasoline has been contaminated only in the area, mind you, where the hurricane is taking place. The gas has been contaminated with diesel fuel. Now, I had a diesel car back in the day. I had a 300D. It was a diesel car. And I had a friend traveling with me one time, and he got up, sleepy eyes, you know, we were on a road trip, and he put unleaded gas into my diesel car, okay? And so, you know, we put the cap on, we started the car up, it started okay because there was a little fuel left over from the diesel. And we got on the on-ramp, and about 100 feet after we got on the on-ramp, the car died. And I couldn't get it started again, and I stopped. I said, man, something's wrong. What did you do? Did you put the wrong gas in the car? He's like, oh, no. He put the wrong gas in the car, and the car stopped right there up the ramp getting back on the highway. When we had to get the car towed back in, the mechanic said, we have to drain your fuel filters, replace your fuel filters, change your spark plugs, check your fuel lines, all this stuff, because the two gases, they operate totally different. I don't have time to get into it right now, but there's a big difference in the two. So I had to sit there. We sat there for hours while they took out all of the other gas, the unleaded gas, cleaned out everything, switched all the filters, checked all the glow plugs, all this kind of stuff they had to do, and then we were on our way, okay? In Florida right now, someone has put diesel gas in the regular unleaded gas pumps. Don't think I'm making this up. Here's the news story.
The State Emergency Response Team is here in the EOC working tirelessly to be prepared for any direction that this storm may take, and I thank them for their continued hard work for Floridians. Additionally, the state has been made aware of a situation involving fuel contamination at gas stations serviced by the Port of Tampa. I want to ensure Floridians that we are coordinating here at the EOC with everyone from petroleum retailers to the ports themselves to ensure that the disruption will not be widespread or prolonged, and that residents can have seamless access to fuel. At the direction of the governor, as he's already mentioned, we have already waived the size, weight, and hour restrictions for getting those necessary resources into the state and down to consumers as quickly and effectively as possible. FDAX has just released a statement related to this fuel contamination, and they are conducting investigations on how widespread the situation is, how and what you can do in specific situations if you're impacted. If you think your car may be affected, please call the Florida Department of Agriculture Consumer Services Consumer Hotline at 1-800-435-7352 for English, and for Spanish, 1-800-352-9832.
So is that a coincidence? I mean, are these all just coincidences? When I talk about Maui and I start bringing up all the stuff that's going on over there, I don't even know what to say about it anymore. You know? This is a full court press. The enemy it's like an invisible enemy, okay? Someone is behind the scenes doing this stuff. I'm 56 years old. I'm 56. I cannot, can you? I cannot, but can you? I cannot ever remember hearing a story of a fuel company going around to gas stations and depositing the wrong fuel into the receptacles. Have you? Leave a comment down below if you've ever heard such a thing. So all I'm saying is, I'm going to show you guys right now a list. Okay, we're going to scroll through together real quick a list of all the gas stations affected. So it wasn't like a truck just went to a gas station. You know, a lot of those gas stations, they kind of suck up a lot of fuel. So one truck doesn't go to a bunch of gas stations. One truck maybe go to one or two tops, and then they go home and refuel. The other trucks are out servicing as well. Okay, now let's scroll through the list of all the gas stations that have been compromised. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. If you're in Florida, please stay vigilant, okay? Our prayers are with you. Hunker down. You're going to have to weather the storm. Some folks are literally going to go out to their vehicles and start them after they've packed them up and they maybe want to go to another location. They're going to try to start their vehicles and they're not going to start. Some folks will be driving their vehicles and their vehicles will just stop because of this gas situation. Can you even imagine how what that's going to look like? And I'm not sure, because I don't really watch mainstream TV, but I'm not sure, is this on the news? Leave a comment down below if you've seen this on the news, actually warning folks that they could have bad gas in their car, which would cause them problems in evacuation time. Are there any coincidences anymore? Are we going to chalk this up as a coincidence too? Let me know. Are you going to chalk this up as a coincidence? I don't know, man. There's something happening here, and what it is becoming clear. Those useless eaters over there, it's time they just disappear. So that's the news you can use. We're almost back home. Stacy's done with her book. If you guys are waiting for her Remedy book, she's done. All we have to do now is add some pictures. We're going to do a little bit of proofing, do the proofing of the whole book. But we got to get that done, and then it's off to the printers. As soon as it's at the printers, we're going to release the pre-sale again, and then you'll have that book in probably like 4 to 6 weeks. If you already ordered it on the pre-sale, you'll get those in 4 to 6 weeks. On the pre-sales, Stacy will be signing all the books that go out on the pre-sale. Once the pre-sale's over, that's it. So I don't know, man. We got Maui, which I'm gathering all my information, and it's just too much. It's too much. And now this story in Florida, when people are preparing to leave the area for a hurricane, maybe go up to Georgia or, escape it some kind of a way, or even to run a generator now, and they have contaminated gas. And we won't talk about the refinery in Louisiana that's been on fire for a long time. but I'll maybe do that in the next video. Hit that thumbs up on the way out. If you're not subscribed to our channel, make sure you are. My wife and I live in a log cabin, off-grid. We grow 90% of our own food. We live 100% off rainwater. We poop in buckets, and we teach you how to live without the system and only participate in it when you want to. Okay? I think we've all become way too reliant on the system, and that was the design from the get-go. All right? We'll see you guys on the next video.